Hey, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me for a quick little desk stretch break or my invisible desk. I'm just going to use my chair. So the first thing that I want you to grab, or that we're going to start off with, is honestly, it's just something that we're going to stick between our knees to squeeze in order to activate our adductor. So I just grabbed, the sweater I walked into office with this morning. If you're at home and you have a pillow close by, or a throw blanket, or if you have any of that in your office, or you have like this sweater, or just anything that's going to provide just a little bit of spacing between the knees. All right. So I'll give you a second to grab that, and I'll show you what we're going to do. It's really not going to look like much on camera because it's what we call an isometric. So you're just squeezing so you can't see anything. I'll give you a few different angles. So I'm just going to roll this sweater up as much as I can to form like a little ball. So it's going to give me about 3 inches of spacing. I'm going to put it between my knees. And I just want you to squeeze that together as hard as you can. Okay, so once you're ready, feel free to go right ahead. Our 30 seconds are a very loose, relaxed 30 seconds. Sometimes they're 20 seconds, sometimes they're 40 seconds. Go ahead and start squeezing now. But what you really want to feel is the inside of the hips, where layman's terms what we'll call your groin, okay? It's one of those muscles that only gets used lateral motions or when your stance is very wide, which is probably 0 to 1 time a day. Okay, so we're trying to activate that muscle a little bit. Another way you can do this, and if you've been holding it for this time, take a quick little rest, is we can almost not pulse with it, but an exaggerated pulse. So squeeze nice and hard as you can. 3, 2, 1, relax. Squeeze again as hard as you can. 3, 2, 1, and do that 5 times. That's another good way to activate and get those inside of the hip muscles going. Those are needed when you do any type of lunge, squat, deadlift variation, and if they're super immobile and weak when we go to lift because we've been doing, well, lack thereof doing, just sitting at a desk all day, you're going to wish you did do something simple like that. So next thing we're going to do, still staying in our seat, we're going to do a W. So if you see my arms and my shoulders kind of look like a W here, up into a Y. Okay, so the important parts here as we go down is that we squeeze the shoulder blades down and back and pull the chest out. And then when we come up, we squeeze the top of these shoulders, almost like you're trying to squeeze those shoulders up into your earlobes, okay? We're going to hold both end of range of motion, so in the W and the Y for 3 seconds. Let's do 5 of them, all right? So squeezing down and back, pulling the chest out, 3, 2, 1. Press up into the Y, trying to tuck and squeeze those shoulders into the earlobes. And back down to W, 3, 2, 1, up into the Y. Wider like YMCA, and back down. There's 2, 3, 2, 1, W, 1, 2, 3, Y. Let's just do 2 more. Make sure you're squeezing everything as hard as you can. Don't just go through these motions. You're not going to get anything out of it. Okay, I'm squeezing these up as hard as I can, reaching up to the ceiling, squeezing in those earlobes. When I'm down, pulling the chest out, shoulder blades down and back, pulling those elbows behind me as much as I can. And last Y. 3, 2, 1, and good. Hopefully those shoulders became on fire a little bit along with the back of your shoulder blades, okay, and your back. Next we're going to do very simple. If you have a swivel chair like I do, really plant yourself into the ground, okay? Anchor yourself with your feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to put our arms behind our head, and we've done a rotational motion like this, very similar before. So you're just going to look through your rotation and just hold a little 1, 2, 3, and to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Let's go 5 each direction, okay? So make sure you're looking through your rotation and breathing through your rotation. And those feet are stamped right into the ground, right anchored in, especially if you have a swivel chair or a moving chair, of any style. One more each direction. And good. We are time efficient here, so we just have one more quick stretch to do. It is for your chest because we sit in a rounded position like this and it gets you all tight in your chest, so we want to counteract that motion by pulling your chest up and out. I just want you to bring your hands together, one over the other. Okay, keep your elbows bent, and then just bring them up over your head. And now pull your chest through and bring those armpits back is what you want to think. So it looks like this. Okay, pulling my chest out, shoulder blades down and back. That is always the theme, so that puts you in a proper posture. Let's hold it for roughly 20 seconds. Okay, and then we're going to put the other hand on top and hold for 20 seconds. Then we're going to be all done. Then you get back to your work, press your boss. Let's say another 3, 2, 1, and good. Bring them down, kind of come back into that slouch position to relax. Put the other hand on top, and one more 20 seconds. Bring it back. You're also trying to pull those elbows down and back. Back being the optimal word here, though. You're trying to pull the chest out by bringing the elbows back. Okay? You're kind of pushing on your hands, right? Whichever one is in back is pushing on the one in the front, and vice versa. So you're engaging some of those shoulder muscles as well because they're up overhead. You should be able to get deeper and deeper into the stretch every second that goes by, right? Because you're breathing through it. You're not talking like I am. Let's just hold another 3, 2, 1, and beautiful. Relax. Hopefully those shoulders are on. Some good fire. Good fire. All right, well, thank you for joining me for Built Desk Stretch Break. Easy for me to say. Run this back as time presents itself, and we have a bunch more that you can run back, for the future. So get back to work.